On. There we are. Hi, everyone. It is probably going to be a very small call today as so much of our team is at conference, but it's recorded for everyone, so that is a great thing. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Nikki, Nikki Webb on Facebook, so I'm the one that does all the posts on Team B and the website and a lot of the flyers as well. So that's me if you didn't know. But today our speaker is going to be Sara. See, and this is confusing because I know you as Sara Naylor, and see, your Zoom name Sara Naylor, but now your Facebook name has changed. And how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Mokhtar.
Mokhtar. Okay.
Mokhtar, yeah.
So Sara Mokhtar is going to be our speaker tonight. I'm very excited to hear her story. And then after, if there's time, we'll take some questions from you guys if you have any. So Sara, go ahead and take it away.
Perfect. Thanks so much, everyone. Just wanted to say welcome. And is anyone here a hip fan? Yeah. Awful day. I'm from Kingston, and actually one of my girlfriends dated one of the band members. So I've met Gord a few times, and it's just like a dagger in every Canadian's heart, I'm sure. It was such a tough day, and we were listening to lots of hip today, and Jagger, my son, was like, yeah. And so he's got to learn all the songs. So like Nikki said, my name is Sara, and I'm just going to give you a little, tidbits of, what's got me here today, and, how my journey has changed from, when I started to today. I'm a qualified national marketing director. I reached that position. I've been in the business, it'll be 3 years this February. And my team and I reached that level last January. And oh my God, wow, what a whirlwind. Jagger was only 2 months old. And it was amazing though. Jen, my upline, she really was, my cheerleader, and I would not have done it without my team or her. So it was such an amazing experience, and I'm sure it's going to be way more exciting for NMD. I'm really looking forward to that. So a little bit of, I'm not sure, I won't read. A little bit of background on me and how I got to this point in my life. I struggled with tons of mental health issues. I actually don't recall a point in my life where I didn't struggle. I had eating disorders, depression, and drug addiction has all been part of my past. I got married when I was really young, at 20 years old. I married a gentleman that was 9 years older than me and was an alcoholic, and had a little boy, which I was raising, and I was only 20 years old. So yeah, I was a hot mess. And I got divorced about 3 years after that. So at 23, I'd been married, raised a kid that wasn't mine, and got divorced. And I was in a really, really dark place. And after I left him, so I was in a dark place before I met him, and I was in a really dark place after I met him. Just, tons of insecurities, and it just had snowballed after my divorce happened. Feeling I wasn't good enough, not smart enough, not skinny enough, just all around, just not a great, place to be in your life. I compared myself a lot to people that I went to high school with. All the girls, were getting married, were having kids. And here I was, already divorced and had no idea where I was going in my life. And thankfully, that's not my story anymore. And I did, look to another path and changed my story. But it took a while to get here, that's for sure. I developed tons of health issues because of my past. And one of my team members brought up that I say a lot. So I apologize for that. But I'm not going to work on it right now. It will be I think I'm going to do like a public speaking course to help me with that. But so I apologize that I say a lot. So I developed tons of health issues because of my past, lots of dental problems, And at this point, I said enough was enough. I wasn't going to live off prescription medication anymore. I wasn't going to live off Advil. And I definitely was not going to put another antibiotic in my mouth if I didn't need to. And at this point, I just started developing this huge passion for learning how to heal my body holistically. And sorry, I keep reading it, so I won't pay attention to the bottom. I developed a huge passion on learning how to heal my body naturally and holistically, and that's kind of where my health journey began. So this was before Juice Plus had even entered into my life. And not only did I develop a passion to heal my body naturally, I actually developed too, on top of that, an excitement for physical activity, which was never really a part of my life because I was overweight most of my childhood. And I had such anxiety and self-esteem issues that I never even thought about trying, any physical activities, because I always was afraid that I would be judged because I wasn't good enough, or I didn't want to look stupid in front of boys or whatever it was. So this was a huge thing for me. And I actually entered a fitness competition, which was incredible. It was such an incredible experience, not only from a physical standpoint, but little did I know that this was going to be a huge turning point in my life. The week before I actually stepped on stage, my coach posted a before and after picture of me. And that night, hundreds of people, I think if I look back on the post, there was over 300 people that liked that post. And like I said, that over the course of the next few weeks, so many people were messaging me and telling me that I was an inspiration. And I remember thinking in my head, me, Sara Naylor, is an inspiration. This person who thought I was never good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, was inspiring people. And this is when a light bulb went off, that this was my purpose and my passion in life. And it's a cliche saying, find your purpose, find your passion. I had no idea what that even meant or who it was. I didn't even know who I was, to be honest, most of my life. And I just had such an amazing warmth helping people, feel better and feel better about themselves, and, talk about my journey through self-esteem problems and body image issues. And that light bulb went off, but I had no idea how to pursue this new purpose and new passion. I was working, and still am working, at a healthcare company as a finance manager, but I was working an on-call position. So I worked my 7 to 3 job working as a finance manager, but I took an on-call position. So in healthcare, we provide services to people 24/7. Sorry, there's a feather. 24/7. And at the time, my husband and I were just gotten married, so I took this on-call position to make extra money. And also because of my eating disorders, I had tons of dental problems. And you would think the healthcare company that I work for had healthcare benefits, but they don't. So I was working so much, 24. So I worked 7 to 3 in the office. I'd go home. The phones would be turned over to my phone, where I would work on call from home. So I'd be answering calls all through the night, being woken up 2 or 3 times minimum, staffing shifts. And then I would go back into the office at 7 a.m. And I did this 5 to 6 days a week. So little can I say that, my health was definitely going downhill again. And I didn't want that to be the case, because I had worked so hard to get my health back to where it was. I was feeling good. I had energy, but I was not sleeping. I had no energy. You can pretty much say I was a bitch most of the time. And I was caught in this vicious circle of relying on this income that I needed, that it wasn't extra income anymore. It was just part of my income. And my husband and I actually too, at this point, wanted to start for a family. And the doctors, because of my past, said, you know, the odds were against me, but I knew with my knowledge of health and, you know, how you can kind of heal your body and help fertility problems through food and supplements and all that, I knew that I wanted to give it a try, even though they said it was going to be difficult. Plus I was over 35. Yeah, I knew that I needed to get rid of this on-call because I needed my sleep. For those of you who don't know, that sleep is so crucial into our day-to-day lives. This is where we recover. This is where our bodies detox from the day. This is where our hormones are restored. So if I was going to have a child, I needed my body and my health to be in optimal state in order for it, you know, to have a baby. So I knew I needed to get rid of this on-call position. And I truly believe more today than I ever have before, but definitely putting what you want out to the universe. And Jen Brennan, who most of you know, I think all of you know, is my upline. She's also my sister's best friend. And Jen at this time, 3 years ago, did not post very much on Facebook, but she posted looking for team. And I didn't know what team she was asking me to join, but like I said, I answered the universe and I messaged her, and she told me about the product. And, you know, I was a skeptic like most, but words like whole food, non-GMO, gluten, dairy-free, organic, all kind of went like this in my brain. And I knew that, you know, I do my own research on it, but it did sound like something that I could, you know, I could share. And I did do my own research, and I was I was pleasantly surprised on, you know, there's always the naysayers out there, but for the most part, it looked amazing. And the research actually really spoke to me. For most people, I don't think it does in the beginning, but I really appreciated the research that had been done on it. But to be honest, I really was just looking for extra money. I was like, okay, great if the product does something for me, but I was really wanting that extra cash. And that was my why in the beginning. I wanted to make extra money so I could quit that on-call position and I could get my body to where it needed to be. And within the first 30 days, Jen and Melissa really helped me reach the virtual franchisee position. And that's something I love about this business, is that there's so much support through your whole journey, and it never stops. We're one team, one mission. And I think Michelle actually was a huge part in, I loved all of her posts, and I would ask her, can I borrow them? And so it's just an amazing community of support and really helping each other reach all of our goals. And yeah, so I reached VF in 30 days. We had, at that time, it was the Transform 30 program. And I just got, and I think it was like 5 or 6 girls to do the Transform 30 program with me. And when I got my first paycheck, I was like, are you serious? I actually got paid this much money in a 30-day period for just doing what I loved, and like talking to people about health and nutrition and, just helping people. And, you don't have to know anything about health and nutrition, that there's videos for everything. But I was floored that I just made that much money in a 30-day period doing something that I absolutely loved. And not only did my paycheck, was a good thing, but I started to notice a huge difference in my energy, even within 30 days. My husband actually was the one that noticed my mood. He was like, Hunt, you're in a really good mood lately. And I said, I know. He's like, do you think it's the Juice Plus? And I said, that's really the only thing that I've changed. No, it was the only thing that I changed. And the biggest thing for me, I had horrific PMS. Even with all of like the cleanses, and like I use all organic, even my makeup products, because I know how much, all the chemicals and things are in beauty products. So I live a very clean life. And for some reason, I just could not get my PMS to go away. and like my cramps were awful. And I hope there's no men on here, which I don't think there is. But that was the one thing that kind of really made the light bulb go off for me, because I knew when my period was coming. I had the worst backaches, and definitely the first day of my period, I had the worst cramps ever. And I didn't even know that I got my period until like it actually happened. And so that was a huge thing when I was like, okay, like there's something definitely going on in my body that's helping me, you know, feel better. But something that really solidified my belief in the product was when my stepdad got sick. I had been estranged from my stepdad, and I'd only been in the business for a few months, but I did know that reading on our Juice Plus testimonial page, other people that it had helped with cancer. So when my sister told me he was sick, I ordered a bunch of Juice Plus, drove to Kingston, and I said, my stepdad's name, you need to take this, this, and this, and this. And he's a very, very simple human being. And I'm very surprised that he actually listened to me. But he was diagnosed with leukemia, which is cancer in the blood. And most people that have leukemia have to have blood transfusions. And at this point, he was having a blood transfusion every week. And so I gave them the product, came back to Ottawa, and he called me 3 weeks later. And he's like, I don't know if it's this gobbledygook you're giving me. But the nurse was like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, my stepdaughter is giving me this whatever juice stuff. And obviously I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly what he said, but I can just imagine what he said. But she was just astonished on how his blood had improved in just a 3-week period. And from that point on, he did not need a blood transfusion. He went into remission for leukemia, which was amazing. He has since passed away from lung cancer, but I really was like, okay, this product is the real deal. And I've heard and seen stories, but this was firsthand that, you know, I saw it work on just, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Yeah. So the product was like, for sure. Yep. Real deal. PMS gone. Stepdad, no blood transfusions, wicked. So yeah, and then after 6 months into the business, I said goodbye to On Call. And in March 2016, we found out that Jagger was going to be born in November. And yeah, so definitely the doctors were wrong. And another cool thing that I always forget to mention, I went to see a fertility specialist. Not that I had fertility issues, but I kind of wanted to jump on the bandwagon early in case there was. So I got all my blood work done, and I went and saw a naturopath that specialized in fertility. And when she looked at my blood work, she was just astonished at the pH of my blood and how my body was so alkaline. And that is a huge thing that Juice Plus helps in our body. Phytonutrients does that to our bodies. And for those of you who don't know, cancer only survives in an environment that has acidity. And acidity makes our pH levels in our body very high or low. And when you have an alkaline state body, cancer can't survive. So that was a huge thing. I knew that Juice Plus was definitely working on a cellular level. So when Juice Plus was born, when Jagger was born, yeah, so like I said, my original why was just to make more money in the business, and got rid of On Call, which happened. And then when Jagger was born, in the first few months after like coming out of La La Land, you know, just staring at Jagger and knowing that I did not want to go back to work after, you know, my mat leave was up. I did not want someone else raising Jagger. I did not want someone else seeing his first. I did not want to miss anything. And that is my mission. It will be 3 years in the business in February. And I am going for NMD 24 Club, and that will allow me to stay home with Jagger. That income will allow me to quit my job and not have someone else raising my son. I think socialization is a huge part, in our kids' development, but not full time. He can go to daycare part time, and I will raise him. And yeah, every day, you see them. Like this Saturday, he took his first steps for the first time, and I'm thankfully I was here for that. But he's going to have so many firsts that I don't want to miss. So I'm really hoping, from November 6th is doomsday when I go back. But November to February is only 3 months. So I'm hoping, that I don't miss too much in those months. But yeah, my goal is definitely, and this business is going to allow me to do that. I have complete faith that the universe will definitely guide me there and grant me that. But what I didn't really realize up until a few months ago, actually August, I remember the day when another kind of light bulb went off, is that yes, this business has given me extra money. Yes, this business will give me freedom. But what I didn't realize is what I actually was searching for, or not even that I was searching for, what I needed. My husband calls me antisocial, but I really don't think I'm antisocial. I just have come to a part in my life where I don't want to hang out with people that I'm not authentically, organically connected to. And I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but I went into a kind of like I suffered from postpartum, and yeah, I'm saying that out loud right now. I suffered from depression before my life, and I don't know if I was in denial about postpartum, but I didn't want to think that that's what was going on, because I worked so hard to not be depressed and, just try to, Sarah Naylor couldn't have depression again, that's for sure. But I did. And being a new mom and having this new life and this new identity is obviously the most magical, precious gift you could ever possibly have. But something went wrong, and I felt really alone. And thankfully, we had a leader advancement weekend, which we call Law. Juice Plus gives this beautiful weekend every 2 years to all of the leaders. It's an all expense paid weekend, and this year was my first year that I got to go, and it was in Montreal. And leaving, so Jagger was 6 months at the time, and on the train home, I remember just thinking, oh my goodness, I am so blessed to have all of these amazing people in my life. I had never felt so warm and risen, high. Like I just felt like just such an amazing power leaving there. And these people that I never even met, like just raising you up, wanting you to be the best mother, the best friend, the best wife, just wanting the best for you. And I've never experienced that in my life. Yes, I have a best friend, but it's something different. And I realized that this business brought me these amazing people in my life, and I need them. Like they say, it takes a village, and Juice Plus family is definitely my village. And who can honestly say they have like hundreds of best friends? we can. I really feel like that. I have an amazing team here in Ottawa. I have an amazing team in Kingston, and all Team B, and not even people on Team B, other people on other teams. Like they've just been such an amazing support. My team, when I was going through this, would message me and just give me such inspiration and kind words. And so it's just been such a gift this past 3 years, the product, the business. And what I really realized, what I was looking for is friends. Like I just have such beautiful people in my life because of the business, and so grateful every time I put my head on that pillow that you guys are all in my life. So thank you so much for letting me share my story again with you guys. I was just going to share just a couple, I know we have about 5 minutes left, just some tips that have kind of helped me through the past 3 years. And some of you, it might seem redundant or, oh yeah, that makes sense. But for me, consistency across the board is the key to success. I know when I'm not consistent, when I'm not writing down my DMOs in my agenda, things don't happen. And when it's not happening for me, it's not happening for my team. And then it's kind of just a trickle down effect. And I know for sure when I'm consistent, my paychecks reflect that. And it's just good for your team, right? To be consistent, because then they see you doing work. And I know that, and that's the beauty of this business. When you, obviously you can't be 100% every single day. That's just, we're human. But that's where having an amazing team and this amazing community kind of step in and, oh my God, is that a little baby arm? Oh, I want to squeeze it. That's the amazing part of this business. We have amazing uplines, downlines, sidelines to help us out. So consistency is a huge part for me. And I know that I need to work better at it. So that's something that I'm always trying to work on. Hi, baby. And the second thing is getting out of your comfort zone. 3 years ago, I would not be doing this for sure. And I definitely wouldn't be doing half the stuff that I do, that's for sure. An example of going out of your comfort zone that worked for me, I started cold calling people. Not cold calling. We have technology so we can hide behind like Facebook and emails now. But I really resonated with registered holistic nutritionists just because my passion is nutrition. So I would just Google holistic nutritionists in Ottawa, and I'd go to their website. I'd look, get to know who they were, and then I would email them. And one lady, I emailed, it's a little over a year ago. I emailed her. She has such an inspirational story. She's actually part of my team now. Her story is on our Team B page, Linda. I messaged her and she messaged me right away. She said yes, she wanted to see some videos. I sent her some videos and she didn't say yes right away. So another tip is don't give up on people who you really feel in your heart could be something in this business or really benefit from the product. It's just maybe not their time, but I loved on her for a year. And last month she said yes to the business and the product. And she's just such an amazing light. She has such a great story. So I know she's going to do great things. So definitely get out of your comfort zone. And when you're building a team, what's really worked here in Ottawa is just get that sense of community with your team. We're really lucky here that, we're all kind of close. We are just really developing this community feel. We do a team planning session once a month where we go to a coffee shop, we all get together, we share ideas. And we go outside of the box and do fun events. We do yoga on the beach. We did bamboo bar on the beach. So we're just really creating this culture with our team, which I think is really important when you're trying to build a team. That's what and that's what I've noticed with teams in Australia, the UK. That's what people want to be a part of. And that's clearly what I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be a part of a culture bigger than me, right? So that's really important when you're looking to build a team, is to start doing that, start hosting salad jar parties, make it fun. For those of you who are comfortable with social media, really documenting your funness on social media, because it definitely shows that you're having fun and people want to be a part of something. So those are my tips. Does anybody have any questions? No?
No one? That's okay. Thank you so much, Sara, for sharing.
Awesome. No problem.
I definitely relate to the community that you're talking about because I'd say for me it was the exact same. Not really. Obviously the product was key for me too, but the community, especially within our team, it's just so incredible.
I love it.
And it's funny because it's the Juice Plus people are the ones that are filling my feed with positivity on Facebook and stuff like that. And we moved back to Ontario about three years ago now, and I was so lost when I moved back here. I'm such a, my friends call me their granola friend. Like I'm such a hippy dippy, and so I fit in so well when we lived out west. You know, it was just like everyone just felt like I did. And then moving back here, I just felt very at a place, and I still do in ways, but it's the community, especially of women can be very judgy and you know, but that's where women are supposed to lift each other up, right? And that is what I love about this team and the whole Juice Plus community, is that it has so many people that are literally just there to push and see you succeed in what you want in your life and your goals. And it is funny how, you know, you go to these events. I remember the first time I met Michelle, and like now it's like when I don't see her, I'm like, Michelle. But it is funny how you go to these events and you meet these people who you see like we're seeing now. And you think you know them, but then you hear their story, and like, Sarah, I would have never guessed that your story would have started like that. Like it's just so crazy, and it's awesome to see how you've turned that around, and you're gonna get NMD. I know it. You will. So anyways, thank you guys so much. We want to respect your time and not keep you on the call too late. So thank you so much. And I'll get this posted hopefully tomorrow morning. So anyways, thank you everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks, Nikki.
Bye.